The Morning Aftermath. The Morning Aftermath on Channel Z.
It's the Aftermath one-shot nerd out. It's Earth Week. It's Gutterball's birthday week. But the most important thing anybody's talking about, it's in-game week.
Yeah.
And so this Thursday, 6 o'clock East Coast, you're going to get to see it on opening day. And then if we've got shows that start at 9 a.m. here in this dirty, dirty South, then you know all over the world it's going 72 hours strong for that first weekend.
And those tickets for the first showing are insane.
I don't get
that's
that.
insane in
That's
places. We
nuts.
talked about this. That's like Iowa, somewhere that has one theater, right? It's like one or two places that's sold, and I'm still paying the regular $750. I'm gonna see my 6 p.m. showing. 3D, not 3D. I don't know yet, but.
Are you trying to go the first day?
Oh, I'm going with it.
So if you don't already have your tickets, you can't get in.
Man, it would say that on my app. It doesn't say sold out.
Oh, doesn't
Downtown
it?
theater don't do that. That's the thing like that happened at a Pinnacle or East Town. It's like nobody know about downtown. I'm going to probably see it in Theater 6, double armrest, loving it in 3D. And everybody else is going to still be just getting off work, need to pregame. I'm already going to be in-gaming.
Yeah.
All right? You pregame,
All right.
I in-game. But we are very excited about it. I know we have speculated about this a bunch. The box office is already prepping for what they believe to be an $850-900 million opening weekend.
Wow.
That's
That's some
everybody you know that works at a theater. I want you to pray for them right now because they're going to smell like butter for a month.
That's some bank.
Making some confetti.
We saw a cool little couple pictures from the opening night, right, where our girl Captain Marvel had her own little Infinity Gauntlet kind of deal on.
That looked tight.
With the bracelet and the rings. I thought that was a pretty cool little homage to it. A lot of great people are coming in with their reviews, right? Is it as good as they think? So one of my favorite right here says, imagine the best possible version of Avengers Endgame, and somehow it still surpasses that.
Wow.
There's things in here that says, this can't be understated. Avengers Endgame is everything you want it to be and more. I'm absolutely floored. Somehow the film surpassed expectations and even gave me things that I didn't even know I wanted.
Wow.
So,
Way to go. I was
looking
like
forward to
that
it.
with Infinity War because after Avengers Age of Ultron, I was kind of like, but man, Infinity War totally brought me back.
I watched Avengers, the last one, again just the other day, and I'm still thinking that my original theory of Vision being put into the Mind Stone, the essence of Vision, the Mind Stone took Vision over and sucked him into the Mind Stone. I'm still holding with that theory.
so you think he's like kind of in?
He's a
Because
made one. with
we've
it.
talked about this before, but I mean, it's the movie where whenever Scarlet Witch touches it, and she goes, "I just feel you."
Yeah.
To the stone, you know.
Yeah, but-
so I mean,
So something that you took as like a sexy little moment as a part, like if somebody asked you to touch their zit, you'd be like, no, it's just your face, baby. It's not your zit.
well, no, right before
It's a
that,
bump on
he's
his head.
saying
I'm just seeing her like trying to pop his Infinity Stone.
it's Infinity's it.
That's what Thanos did, boy. Pop that bad boy right out.
But they were talking about, it's before that. It was giving him problems. It was hurting his head, and it was
Because
messing
Thanos-
with him.
He could feel that Thanos was coming for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I don't think that was just something they threw in there. I think that
Yeah.
was a pretty pivotal part. I mean, Vision's got to come back in it somehow. I'm hoping. He better.
Well, if we've learned anything from Star Wars, it's that you can't believe a single word that they say in previews. Or
Yeah.
I mean, the Infinity War preview had Hulk running on Wakanda,
Yeah.
right? Like he was running in the background.
Yeah.
And then it was the Hulk Buster. We had, as Mama Lee liked to say, Hulktown dysfunction during that movie.
That's a good one.
And so, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see who knows what we've seen. Who knows if any of this is happening.
Well, I mean, the very last scene. Where was Thanos exactly? Where was he sitting?
With
Was
the
he on-
Soul Stone water, it seemed like to me.
Yeah.
It almost looked Earth-like, except for the big moon it showed. But I
Right.
mean, we've got big moons around here sometimes.
Yeah,
But
but
I mean,
Titan's
could
got
it have
moons you can
been
drop on
Earth
people.
or- I was watching it the other day, trying to pick it apart, getting ready for the next movie, and trying to find every little lost, hidden Easter
I was
egg
doing
I
that with
could.
Captain Marvel. When I know you guys are real late to the game. I'm not as late because I saw it yesterday, actually Sunday, and I was looking for stuff, but I couldn't find anything that would it really. You could see Captain Marvel without having seen any of the other movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And really,
it's more of like an
go with
Agents
it.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. prequel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
I think we all can agree that's going to come down to Tony Stark and Iron Man as probably the one who defeats Thanos. Because remember, he's running him.
You started it. He's going to finish it.
Well, he ran it off, and earlier in the movie, you know.
And we know that Tony needs to be there because we gave up the time stone.
Yeah, he was told that he would be sacrificed, and then whenever the time came around, it's like, no. So that's the one out.
Yeah.
Oh, man, who knows?
I don't know.
I think that Epic is going to be beyond that.
Maybe Wolverine will come in and just slash everybody up.
I mean, it's within the realms of possibility. They could pull in a lot of those
Okay,
characters.
Deadpool,
because-
yes or no?
In-
I'm hoping for.
Oh, in this one?
Deadpool.
No, he's not going to be there.
You don't think?
Look, they're not. Look, the craziest thing they're going to do is put Captain Marvel in it, and she had to have a movie right before it to get in there.
Yeah.
Right? Like now, the de-aging technology and whatnot, they had to use all of that to do this so that they could go back and de-age everybody and make them wear. What we're going to wind up watching is the Battle of New York again. It's going to all start with the Battle of New York, and Tony's going to die in the missile as he takes it straight to Thanos. It's going to be a complete reboot kind of dream sequence, but like we're hearing, I don't think it is. It's whatever. So far from what I'm reading from it, imagine what you want, and that's it. All right, so it's an epic movie with a decade worth of anticipation, and we're getting a heck of a payoff starting this weekend.
Yeah. 18 movies in the making.
21.
21.
This will be their. I think Marvel was their 20. Captain Marvel was their 21st. This will be their 21st movie.
Wow.
21 movies.
I just
Every
don't
one
think
of them
about
are
it.
Two a year, for 10 years. So
There's none of them a real stinker.
The
Nah.
closest, okay, let's talk about that. What in your mind? What's the stinkiest one? What's the worst?
Iron Man 3.
Yeah, the Iron Man movies is probably my
Mine's
least
Thor
favorite.
2, and then Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 because there's no Iron Man in it the whole movie, and then all of a sudden there's 800 different Iron Men, which you had to have for us to understand why we've got so many kind of Iron Man Sentinels
Also, I
in
can't
Ultron.
stand Guy Pearce. He's just irritating.
Yeah, anybody that's named Guy usually.
That's his name, right?
You know,
Yeah.
as far as
I don't
the Dark
He's just that
Horses, I like the Ant-Man movies.
Love Ant-Man.
I like the Ant-Man.
You know,
We
I
just-
guess you got to consider them the Dark Horses of the Marvel universe.
I don't know. No, I mean the Dark Horses, as far as like characters
Dark
that
World.
they brought in
Yeah.
that were not really fan favorite characters, and Guardians of the Galaxy. No one ever gave two turds about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Iron Man,
best.
Guardians, Ant-Man. Like
Guardians, yeah.
Ant-Man was an Avenger.
everything they took out the outer ring. You know what I mean? Like, meanwhile, DC's still trying to be like, no, we'll give you another Batman. How about that?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, no, dude.
Shazam,
Yeah, but Shazam did well because nobody gave two turds about Shazam.
Right.
Right? So it's like everything that you don't already have your whole idea about who killed your parents for 80 years, then you can come into a movie and enjoy it a little bit more.
No. No.
You
It's
know-
because they made good movies.
Ah.
I think it doesn't. It's not just because you didn't care about Guardians of the Galaxy going in. They gave
You didn't already have
a
preconceived notions, is what I
great
mean.
Movie. You can go in with your preconceived notions, and it won't kill the movie for you if they make a good movie. Iron Man 1, you had a ton of preconceived notions, and you weren't thinking like, what? Who's this? Robert Downey Jr. can't be Tony Stark, and he crushed it.
Right,
And it's
because he
about
didn't
the
get the same
execution.
kind of thing that everybody. You put the cowl on to play Batman, right? You immediately everybody is mad at you. Joker with Heath Ledger, nobody wanted to see that. It
But
killed
he
that guy,
crushed
and then he
it.
crushed it. Just like with
Ben
Iron Man.
Affleck didn't crush Batman.
One thing that Marvel has
Right.
done, though,
Kinda
that I
did.
think that puts them far out in front of DC is they've learned from their movies. They've
Yeah.
learned the cool things to use, what not to use. Remember, before Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one came out, they never played classic rock.
No,
What are you
they
talking
weren't.
about?
No AM.
AC/DC's in the very first one. It's like Iron
Well,
Man's
they
whole
didn't base
thing
around
is
it.
like.
They didn't base around the movie around it. Though. I
Around
mean,
the
they
music,
used
no,
some.
But even when he
some
pulled
What
up,
they
music.
did learn from Iron Man
he always
1
was busting out AC/DC
is
like in multiple
the comedy.
movies.
Like
Yeah.
they wove in comedy in with the action, and that's what separates them from DC's.
Iron Man may have used the music, but they left it with that. Whenever the Guardians came out, they used all this AM Gold, what I'll talk about, that cheesy 70s stuff, like Mama Maria, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And they've taken that and used it in different movies after that because they saw that it worked, and they've used
Thor
that the comedy
Ragnarok.
thing too.
Ragnarok used that one
Thor
song,
is-
but that's
Ragnarok's a lot more funny than the first Thor.
But
I
the
think,
song
'cause they
they're
use that
using
comedy off Deadpool.
is
to take
immigrant
it.
song, and it's
Yeah.
kind of goes with
But they do
Thor's
it several times.
mythology. You know, yeah, because it's the one.
But the thing was in the Thor The first Thor they had a little comedy in it. The second one, there was none.
Yeah,
It was a dark world.
But still,
You can't. That is there for Thor. That is his Empire Strikes Back. So you have to have somebody die. You have to have it something dark. The second one's got to be dark. I feel like you're trying to judge them all as 21 movies instead of the fact that it's 1, 2, 3.
There's dark in the daggum title, but there's nothing darker than the entire world just being destroyed and all of his people dying, which was what Ragnarok was. It doesn't get any darker than that. His entire everything, his home world was obliterated. He did it.
Well, he had to do it. Yeah,
he had to do it because his evil sister that he didn't know existed, came back. Oh, sorry, we're spoiler alert.
Right. You should see it already. If you're listening to this in-game one, please have already watched everything.
Especially the only Marvel movies that you could have a soundtrack from and actually sell a viable soundtrack from those 2 movies.
Well, because with the Guardians,
I like the music. That's what I'm saying.
The Guardians worked well with the music. First of all, it was music because he was a kid in the 80s. So you leave the planet, you're only going to have 70 AM Go because that's the last music you ever heard. That's the last tape you got.
That wasn't part of the Guardians of the Galaxy mythos.
No.
They put that into that movie for that reason.
And
because you're going to sell this soundtrack. And even if you never make another Guardians, you can always have mixtape Volume 3, Marvel Edition Guardians, Kids Bop, whatever. Turn it up, man. Is that, Galaxy Rock? You know it is, buddy.
That's the original point, though. Like I said, they learned. They used it. They learned. They use it in later movies works. After that. And
because Iron Man was sort of like that. But when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, they didn't think it was going to be what it was.
It was more of a fun movie.
And it's also kind of a little shot at Lucas, right? Because George was like, I'm not putting in any popular music. It's all classical because I want it to be timeless.
Right.
Well, now that time has marched on, Guardians put that in there to be like, our movie will still be timeless because we're using the timeless movies and our characters know it. How would somebody out there in nowhere, right, on this head of a celestial floating around mining snot ever in their life heard ABBA? But I guarantee after he found Star-Lord's headphones and he plugged it into the aux cord, everybody mined snot talking about Dancing Queen. I'm in nowhere, you know what I mean. Whatever, man. I'm telling you, it's a shot at Lucas, and I think that they put it across the bow, and it worked perfectly because we were ready for that. We're ready because Chris Pratt and the way he delivers it, the way they used everybody, and the characters were brought in. The music was the door from the Hateful Eight. If you don't have his Walkman, then you don't have that. You don't get that whole part of it. It goes back to love, your parents, and everything. His Walkman is Ant-Man's daughter.
Right.
It's the same thing. You got to have that. I got to go back for it. Why? The house is burning down. Because my tape's in there, and I need to rewind.
So, like I said, Marvel keeps adding. DC, to me, kind of keeps, and I've not seen the last DC movie, I don't think. But, I mean, they just keep...
I've not seen Shazam. But
I've not seen it. But they keep kind of beating the same old dead horse in a way. Like you were talking about, Batman. Of course, we know the story. We know your dad. Right. We know all that. And they kind of keep beating the dead horse, I think.
But what I told you with Shazam the last time, Shazam did more to unite that entire DC universe than Batman, Superman, and Justice League did combined. What Shazam did and what that little bit that Aquaman did with that one phrase, and those last 3 movies right there, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam, perfect. And now, because of what Shazam did by bringing in who they brought in and using all the stuff that's happened, right? Like you've seen the preview, the kid's got a Batarang. You know what I mean? Right. He has a Batarang. Yeah. Like everybody knows there is something going on somewhere, everywhere. They know about Superman. So using that, just the little bits of swoops of dialogue, as I like to say, they made it to where now DC can go, we got it. You keep doing those couple swoops, then you give us a Justice League. Do swoopy movies.
But they already did a Justice League, and it was not good.
Well, the director's kid dies, and come on, man. Snyder went through it right there. And then you bring in Whedon. And I love Whedon. I love Firefly. Yeah. But you can't go from a Snyder, Eeyore, and Thistles to all of a sudden be like Happy Go Rainbows with Bert and Ernie. Right? I mean, it's 2 different directors giving you 2 different movies, and they only knew how to be like, all right, now change the background red. You got a red? Perfect. We'll go with that. Now, you got a blue? Perfect. We'll go with that. Like, it was chump. It was whack. And then they realized that they tried to Surferman, Aquaman up, and everybody hated it then, but then they see him go down in the submarine, and it's all like, oh, it's Metallica now.
Yeah.
People gonna hate. But you know what they're not gonna hate on?
What?
Endgame.
Endgame.
Probably not. I will say Aquaman. What won me is when he came out in the orange and green.
Right.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, and somehow they made it look cool.
Yeah, he did. He swelled it up. You ever seen a guy in a shirt that's real tight? It's awesome. Awesome. Man, I'm telling you, I'm excited for Endgame. In the comments, let us know what you think. You're going to probably hopefully see it opening day. Give us some spoilers. What do you think? Make up a spoiler, Tory. What do you think? It's your fake spoiler on the Aftermath Nerdout.
I'd say that Thanos still comes out triumphant in the end.
Ooh, I like that.
Everybody comes back because they have to, because of course they've already played their hand with the Spider-Man and everything. So we know that the ones that faded away, some of them have
we
to
don't
come
know
back
if they
eventually.
Okay.
Well, that's too
I'll
much
give my
money.
spoiler.
That's I've said it before. It's like Marvel just burning money. Okay, we're going to do away with Spider-Man. We're just going to burn everything. We're never going to bring him back. That's not going to happen.
Marvel's got a pool in their backyard. They just throw money in it. Let's vacuum
That's not
it.
going to happen. So they're going to bring him back. So I'm thinking that Thanos, of course, he's going to survive the end. We all know that. Hopefully, they're not going to kill him off. But I think he comes out triumphant.
And everything, it ends the same way as Infinity War or something like that. Like how he's sitting there.
Yeah, they're going to get another movie.
All
I
right,
think.
fake spoiler from Tory that Thanos
A new
comes out
beginning
triumphant.
or something.
Waylon, what do you think? What's your fake spoiler for Endgame?
I think I don't know about Thanos being triumphant, but
It's a
I
fake
think
spoiler.
that a lot of the pillar characters, a lot of your pillar characters are going to die.
Yep.
Because they're going to bring back everybody, and then they're going to have the big battle. And
Right.
in that big battle, you're going to have a lot of your pillar.
Well, that's why they left
Two,
him.
at least, is probably going to go.
Yeah, you left them, so it's like we already cried here. Now you're really gonna cry when you see this. I think.
Yeah, and I don't think and I think one of them that will die will be one of the ones that has already died.
Right.
Like one of the people that they've already taken will come back and die again.
The Darty doesn't have a
I
sequel
think
out there.
Hawkeye's going to play a pivotal point too. If Hawkeye doesn't actually turn heel, because I'm still thinking that he's been all nice and hidden in his family.
In this
Yeah.
one.
And his family's been hidden and everything. Well, they didn't show none in the last movie, and then I just kind of think that there's something's going to happen to his family, and it's going to turn him evil, turn him bad, get him angry, and
Ooh,
he's going to run rogue.
nice. So we got fake spoiler and speculating from y'all right there. I'm gonna give my fake spoiler in the fact that like Iron Man actually. It was crazy the way he handed his helmet over to Pepper, and she became Iron Man. So Pepper Potts is now your new Iron Man. That's your fake spoiler from me. And then I'm going to speculate on the fact that Ant-Man isn't even in the fight with Thanos because of this whole like crawl up the rear thing and how it's all like that. Nope. He going to be taken out before the fight. Something going to happen. He shrunk down. He got to go fetch somebody in like the Phantom Zone or something. That's my speculation.
Mama Lee's saying some of them are going to get new shows on the Disney Channel.
Right. So anybody that doesn't have something, well, which is one of the good news shows we saw, Falcon and Winter Soldier teaming
And
up.
Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Oh,
See,
really?
now if they went
Yeah,
that route, if they
so-
actually went
But
that
it's Falcon
route,
and Winter Soldier
But is it
together. It's
still
a
in
buddy
part of the
cop.
same
it
universe?
opens up a lot of stuff. Now, if they actually go that route and do like a Vision Scarlet Witch, like let's say miniseries like Netflix does,
Yeah.
and
That's
they
the point.
actually peel off and do that, and then they got like you just said, Hawkeye and
Whoever,
Widow.
somebody.
It's
that
supposed
would
to
be
a
cool,
Hawkeye
and
Black
go
Widow.
into more of the Vision Scarlet Witch, affair, and they're getting married and all that. I would love to see that. That
So
would
you
actually
want to
almost
watch
make me get
Vision
that channel.
in Modern Family.
Oh, I mean that the
I mean, that's
Disney
what it's
Channel.
saying.
Like,
Like The Office. meets
think about
Vision.
all the
No.
content that they've now gobbled up in the last 10 years.
It's insane.
All Star Wars,
It's like Galacticus.
all Marvel,
Disney is
all
Galacticus.
Disney, all Pixar. Think about how much, and they're going to take it all away from Netflix and all the other streaming. That you'll never see that on anywhere other than the Disney show.
How long do you think this is actually going to last, though?
It's long. No,
Until-
streaming is never going away.
Well,
I
we
know,
talked
as
about
far
it
as
this
the whole
weekend.
Disney keeping it until Disney doesn't make money, I think, and they're going to have to make money by distributing those out to other.
Nope.
That mouse's
You don't
pockets are so deep. He ain't worried about
They've
it.
already
They gonna make all the money.
they're
billions of
holding
dollars.
all the content that people are already paying a ridiculous amount of money to see.
Yeah.
People spend $9 a month for the wrestling network.
Yep.
They're
true.
going to do Disney.
Man, Xbox now, they're not even coming out with, you can't even put a disc in them. Everything has to be streamed. So it's like if you don't even buy something if you don't have Wi-Fi. Nowadays, somebody like me, you
Yeah.
don't suffer. There's no more VHSs. There's nowhere
There's
to rent.
no room for dinosaurs
You
in
can't
the new
even put
Disney
the disc
universe.
in, so, and
Land Before Time is
You will wear
canceled.
the ring.
yes, you will. The mouse told you to. There'll be a time when we don't even say like president anymore. We'll be like, he's our Mickey Mouse of the United States.
I know there was a reason why I never liked Disney. Now I know.
No,
I never liked Disney. Never been.
We're worried about Monsanto and Trump.
Let's not say nothing bad about Disney because they watch. They watch.
Oh, I love
they
Disney.
Listen to your Alexa.
I've always watched Disney.
Disney's the best.
Love Disney, especially Walt.
Yeah, Walt's great, and the rides.
Crusty Oak
love
dude.
the ride.
Yeah.
This is before we were talking about the people that are getting the spin-off shows that Mama Lee brought up, that Falcon and Winter Soldier. What I like so much is, you remember when they were in the bug, and that one, like the little, like how we don't really like each other friends thing, that were like pushing the seat up and they both were like watching him kiss. And so I like that. And plus they're both people that have filled in as Captain America.
Yeah.
Right? Falcon's Captain America now, and Winter Soldier, Bucky has been Captain America. So it would be cool to see them be teamed up and the whole thing end to where it's like the series ends after 5-6 seasons of them actually crowning the new Captain America, and it goes to credits before we find out, like Sopranos.
I think I was wrong. I don't think that the series that I saw, I don't think it was Hawkeye and Black Widow. It was the Hulk and Black Widow.
Wow, now I'd watch that. I'd watch that.
But which means Hawkeye's dead.
Man. Well,
which is sort of like, taking out the trash. I mean, there's no more garbage character than Hawkeye.
Well, the one line of
He don't
dialogue
even
that
have his
Black
weird
Widow
little hat.
gave in Ultron when she was like, "Are you gonna be able to fix him?" Because acting like this guy is helpful is really bringing the team together.
Yeah.
Was one of the. She said it, they had it so low that, and when you watch it in the theater, everybody's laughing so much that you can't really
Acting
hear
like
some
this
of
guy is helpful.
it's really bringing the team together. Was one of the best lines. Well, as the chimes ring in the background, we're still sitting out here on the Lido deck. Tori, you're doing it up big. Are you going to see Captain Marvel and to where you can see Endgame opening night?
Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not going to be able to have a chance to do that. But yes, I'd like to see Captain Marvel at least in the next week or so.
Since
I'm
we're
probably going to
already
see the
spoiling up,
Avengers.
Jake, what do you remember from Captain Marvel that would preclude someone from going ahead and watching Endgame?
Honestly, if you think about it, the Captain Marvel movie is a modern day Captain America story, right? It's kind of the same thing. You're getting the same kind of like origin period piece.
You already know that Nick Fury has paged Captain Marvel.
Right. You already saw him paging for the other one. You've seen, now you know there was a movie, and they gave you everything you really need to know with the very first
In the
preview
trailer.
when Thor gets his axe coming to him, and he says, "I like this one." So she's there. So what's it matter? He paged her. She had a movie.
You
now
really-
she's there.
It's a great movie, but I don't think it
It's a movie
keeps you from
that's right
watching
before Endgame that made a bunch of money, and Brie crushed it.
I might end up going to
did
see it
crush
during the
it.
weekend. Phil, my friend, he always calls me right around when the Avengers comes out, and me and him usually end up going together. So
It was a fun movie.
I'm sure I'll see it the first week or so.
Right. I'm excited.
3 hours though, over 3 hours.
I knew. I was waiting on
Bring
that.
something to pee in.
I mean, I want it to be 5 hours. If I'm going to spend $10 on a movie,
Intermission.
Well, if they had put an intermission, it should have been three and a half. You go ahead and they give us another 20 minutes, and let us take a 20-minute in between to break. And could you imagine all the theaters? You got everybody trying to see all these shows, and then the people in the intermissions. It would have been chaos.
and don't give us a 78-ounce Coke. I don't need to spend $9
Well, if you do,
on a
give me an empty
70-ounce
one
Coke.
also. So
Well, I'm gonna pee in the Coke later.
they said there's no time to go. You got to go ahead and go. I'm thinking catheter and a bladder, and we're ready to go. Well, guys, I'm excited for Endgame.
Me too.
10 years in the making. I've never been a part of something that was like that.
Right.
I mean, Tori, like even with the rock days, like you lead up with albums, right? By the time Zeppelin 8 came out or whatever, I mean, were you as excited about that as this? Is there
Think about
anything?
Star Wars.
Is there anything that has led up
That
10
was
years
only
in?
9 movies.
Well, and not even 9 yet. Not even 9. Well, in that
Solo and Rogue One.
I can't remember
what they've
anything.
done with 21 movies in 10 years. Have you ever seen something like that?
No.
Would you ever think something like
No,
that?
and I can't remember any movie really. I wanted to see more than The Dirt. That was, of course, you saw how excited I was. But that's been for years since the book has been out. I've been waiting for that movie to come out. So that was one, of course, that I was.
And you've
just
seen it. Everybody loves that
crazy
because
about.
it's the number one streaming
This one,
movie
I'm,
still.
of course, very, very anxious to see because they can't do any wrong. If this is supposed to be every movie that they make this is better than the last one, so they keep going up the ladder. So I can't wait.
They had all this planned out from the beginning when they pitched Iron Man. They had all these movies thought out.
Yeah.
The nuts on that guy.
Kevin Feige took it and
Like,
ran with
I'm
it.
going to give you 21 movies over the next 10 years. Sign this check, and they're like, okay.
I'll cash that check is what they wind up doing, and that's been absolutely awesome. And I'm sure they took in some other stuff and threw it in there, right? Like if you found out somebody else was hitting, you're gonna throw them in. I'm sure that when they started with Iron Man, they also weren't saying, and right before it, we're gonna have Ant-Man and Wasp way down the line with Paul Rudd, right? Like it's kind of easy to say they had it planned out when they've been making these comics for 50 years. I mean, they already had the Infinity War comics, so it's like planning something out when somebody else already did it. That's like I copied your homework, but I planned it out.
At least they didn't do it like they did Lost, where they're just like, we have no idea.
We don't know yet. It could be a dream sequence.
Speaking of which,
and we got a smoke monster. What
the Gifted just got canceled.
Again, thank goodness.
After second season, they canceled it.
Well, it sounded like you were describing the Gifted to me when you were talking about Scarlet Witch and
Vision
living in the suburbs with a bunch of Visions mowing the yard.
We dropped it after me and you quit watching it.
Man, it was garbage. It was garbage.
Throw that in there.
Well, we're excited.
The power that we have on the morning aftermath.
Yes,
because
when we stop watching, the world stops watching.
Yeah, if we don't like it, y'all shouldn't like it. But I tell you what, Endgame's coming up this weekend, and I'm going to be like Doctor Strange. I'm going to watch it 14,675 times, right? And I'm not going to spoil a bit of it for anybody. And you shouldn't either.
That's right.
Stay off the social medias. I don't care what happened, who you love. Oh, Thor loses his nose. I don't care what happens. Don't put it on there. Fake spoilers only. And we always appreciate you listening to us on Channel Z Radio and anywhere that you can find the Morning Aftermath on our special Nerdout.
Channel Z.